worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. Oh, you are a waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 That is who you Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
Good morning! I refuse to let you come in here and spend 2 hours and stay in darkness. No, no. It's too much Jesus in this room for you to come in and leave in the darkness of your days. I need you to look at somebody, put a big grin on your face, and shout, good morning!
Prayer is talking to God. Prayer is also listening to God. There are a lot of ways to pray. Jehoshaphat praised God. David repented. Hannah asked God for what she really, really wanted. Samuel listened. And they all wanted what God wanted more than what they wanted. Prayer reminds us that God is in control. He loves us and wants to be close to us, and that's a part of God's story.
Books of the Bible, Proverbs. So part of God's story is a book in the Bible called Proverbs, and it goes like this. The Bible is made up of all kinds of stories, poems, and letters, and it's all about God. The Bible has two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The book of Proverbs is in the Old Testament, right after Psalms, but before Ecclesiastes. We call it a book, but it's really a group of 31 poems and sayings from ancient Israel. We know most of the Proverbs came from King Solomon because, well, it says so. When Solomon became king of Israel, he asked God for wisdom, and God gave it to him. Being able to know what's true and right and then actually do it, that's being wise, or having wisdom. Wisdom is what the book of Proverbs is really all about. Proverbs 9:10 says, "If you want to become wise, you must begin by respecting the Lord. To know the Holy One is to gain understanding." In other words, all wisdom comes from God. So if we want to become wiser, we should try to get to know God better. One way to do that is to read, memorize, and practice the Proverbs. Some Proverbs help us remember to trust God, like Proverbs 18:19. "The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The godly run to it and are safe." That means whenever we feel scared or worried, it's wise for us to talk with God about it and ask Him to take care of us. Picture someone running from danger, seeing a tall, strong tower in the distance and going toward it for safety. In the same way, God is always a safe place. Some Proverbs just tell us the truth about the world. In Proverbs 6, there's an ant who acts wisely because it stores up its food in summer. It gathers its food at harvest time. Like the ant, we can make wise plans for the future and work hard today. Some Proverbs are a little confusing or even unusual to us today, but they still show us something true. Proverbs 26:11 says, "As a dog returns to its vomit, so fools repeat their folly." It's kinda gross to imagine, right? If it's so gross, why would a dog go back to it? That's sorta how God feels when He sees people sin, and sin some more, and then do it again. He wants to help us turn away from it and never go back. So some Proverbs show us God's wisdom for how we live and treat others. Proverbs 3:3 says, "Never let loyalty and kindness get away from you. Wear them like a necklace. Write them deep within your heart." A kind person's good actions shine outward to others like a beautiful necklace. But even more importantly, their goodness comes from deep inside their heart. It's like what Proverbs 7 says, "Guard my teachings as you would guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart." See, the point of reading Proverbs isn't just to fill our minds with knowledge about God. The Proverbs help us learn God's wisdom with all our heart, body, and soul. In other words, to trust that He knows what's best for us and live the way He wants us to. Maybe that's why the most famous proverb is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Basically, we can trust God with anything in our lives, even when we don't understand. For thousands of years, people have memorized that verse and made songs out of it. And God likes it when we talk about trusting Him. But He loves it when we actually trust Him. And that's a little about the book of the Bible called Proverbs. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. The Proverbs are poems and short sayings. They're in the Old Testament. Most were written by King Solomon. Wisdom is about respecting God. God is like a strong tower. Wise people are like hard-working ants. Fools are like dogs eating their own puke. God cares about our hearts.
Proverbs 31 offers a description how a woman of faith acts and lives her life. It says that an excellent woman is more precious than jewels. She is a blessing to her husband and her family. Her words are full of wisdom, and she is always looking for ways to teach others. She never wastes her time with laziness, and makes sure everyone in her household follows her example. A woman of faith is loved and praised by her family. Her children call her blessed, and her husband sings her praises, saying, "Many women do good things, but you, my love, surpass them all." Physical beauty doesn't last, but a woman who worships God will be praised forever. Honor godly women and praise them every chance you get.
Taught me everything you've given me. I always keep it inside. You're the driving force in my life. Yeah. There isn't anything or anyone that I could be, and it just wouldn't feel right. If I didn't have you by my side. Oh, you were there for me to love and care for me when skies were gray. Whenever I was down, you were always there to comfort me. And no one else can be what you have been to me. You will always be, you will always be the girl in my life for all time. Mama, mama, you know I love you. Ooh, you know I love you, mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. Yes, it is. Mama, I just want you to know, loving you Yes, it is. Oh.
What do two of the most important civil rights organizations have in common? Meet Ella Baker, the brilliant black woman whose ideas and careful grassroots organizing helped give birth to Dr. King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference and to the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. For this reason, Ella Baker is reverentially known as the mother of the Civil Rights Movement. Born in Virginia in 1903, Ella Baker was educated at Shaw University before moving to New York City in 1927. By 1930, she'd started organizing.
Ella Baker joined the NAACP in 1940 and helped young leaders find their voice and their leadership capacity. And one of those people was Rosa Parks, someone we all know. Ella Baker was also recruited by Martin Luther King to help run the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which was helping to build the civil rights movement.
Then in 1960, a group of black college students were denied service at Woolworth's segregated lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina. In an act of nonviolent protest, the students refused to leave, inspiring similar sit-ins across the South.
Ella Baker left SCLC to help a group of young people form the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee.
I remember Miss Baker saying, many of you are from some of the quote-unquote best schools in the country, so when you go into rural areas, don't go in there thinking you're going to lead the people. Find out what the people want.
When you heard Ella Baker speak, you were ready to get out there. She really wanted us to stand up and speak out. And she gave you the energy to push. You can lead, you can be somebody, you can do something. More interested in effecting change than public acclaim or financial reward, Baker inspired a generation of young Americans to risk their lives to fight racism, sexism, and white supremacy. Simply put, the mother of the civil rights movement had many children, and we are her heirs.